temperatures. Great. I might have brought too much clothes this time. Of course. So here's the intersection. We gotta go up that way to try to find Blue Water Trail. But I want to check out this area here. This is where we have set up camp a couple of times at least now. And this is the pond. Yep. Nice to see that it didn't completely dry out. And there's still plenty of water. And for what the guy at the parking lot was telling me, it's, I guess, the water here at this pond, it doesn't really dry out. It kind of stays this way all year long.
The year's at its end, the colors are changing, the wind rearranging, and the fields are all covered in snow. And time has a way of pushing us onward to step out on the water and surrender the pressure to know. And I am every age that I ever have been, watching my sons become little men. With every season I'm learning to trust the wind.
Okay, so found it. I wasn't too far from it. Let me see. So this right here, this is what I saw last time. So last time I was here, I thought this would be a good area to set up camp. And there's this big pile of rocks right there. I don't know if this is what people call Castle Rock, probably not. But then if you go this way, if you keep going straight up ahead, that's the creek, but you gotta go a little bit way down and the water's kind of green. It's not flowing too much over here. And I had a feeling that was gonna be the case. That's why I filter my water way back at the other creek. But this right here, this is perfect. This is where I'm gonna set up tent. It's nice and sandy, and it looks pretty level, or as level as it's gonna be. So this is gonna be camp. See, I should take a little bit more time cleaning, doing some housekeeping underneath the tent. Before I set up the tent, I usually just kind of walk around quickly and then throw the tent. But you see all this and these pokey things. Oh my gosh. Yep, I need to learn to do better housekeeping. Anyways, so now it's the race to getting everything done, set up, so I can go outside and heat up some dinner. So maybe I think what I'm gonna do is I'll get things kind of going here. I was thinking maybe I should be going outside and boiling the water, and once the water boils and it's hydrating dinner, then I can come back and continue doing this. Yep, that's probably a better idea. Yep. All right, let's do that.
Every season I'm learning to trust the wind. I wanna go back to the place where I lost it, place that I let it get to my head instead of my heart. On this winter's day, filled with memories, my children are with me, and their joy brings me right to the start. And I am every age that I ever have been, watching my sons become little men. With every season I'm learning to trust the wind.
So it's getting chilly, but instead of coffee, I'm gonna have some chocolate, some hot chocolate tonight. I'm kind of craving the sweet from the chocolate, so instead of a coffee, that's what we're having.
Are changing when rearranging, and the fields are all covered in snow.
Good morning. I've been just laying here, not wanting to get up. It did get quite chilly last night. Last time I checked the temperature, somewhere in the morning, it was in the 20s. So it did get a little bit chilly. So I ended up pulling the puffy jacket and putting it on, putting my beanie on, and I was safe. I was comfortable, but at times I wasn't like toasty warm. So the sleeping pad, it's still doing good for this temperature, but again, I did feel a little bit cold at times, but I think it was mostly on my upper body, which is where the quilt tends to kind of move around. I want to say my feet were pretty warm, pretty toasty all night. And sleeping inside the liner definitely helps. But with the temperatures that I had last night, I feel like I'm probably going to start pushing the quilt, the limit of the quilt. See, the temperature inside the tent right now is 36, almost 37, 36.9. Temperature outside is 26.3 Fahrenheit. So, yeah, it's quite chilly outside. Should be warm enough for a coffee. Ooh. Definitely chilly. Oh, there's a problem. Oh, it's already cold. Or lukewarm, I should say. Let's try something. See if I melt a cup or what. If I'm not mistaken. Have to improvise. I don't know. Let's try it. There we go. Very low. Okay. Maybe that's too high. Maybe just barely. There we go. This is a coffee mug, so stainless steel on the bottom, and then the rubber on the side is supposed to be heat resistant. I don't know that it's completely flame resistant. That's why I lowered the flame, so it's not wrapping too far up into the cup. Much better. Much better. There you go. Flame still going. I am almost ready to go. All my stuff is inside the pack except for what I have here, which is my kitchen. A couple of electronics. This is my electronics gadget bag. So yeah, just a couple of things to pack. But before I put the stove away, I was debating whether to do a little bit more coffee, which sounds really good. But I think what I'm going to do is have breakfast. I'm really not a huge breakfast person, but I always keep a little bit of granola just in case I feel like having breakfast before I get going. I usually keep a couple of bars with me on my on the side of my pack that I, just kind of eat through the hike. But this morning I thought, you know what? I'm gonna heat up some water so I can hydrate this granola, and I'll have that for sort of breakfast this morning. There we go. I gotta try this more often. Warm granola. Okay. I think, at this point, all I got left to pack is my stove. I'm letting it cool down, and yeah, I think just a couple of things, and I am pretty much ready to go. I already checked. There's no trash. I usually put my trash away as I'm using things, so we should be ready to go. In a little bit, I'm just gonna sit here, enjoy this wonderful morning.
Time stands still, and once again I'm pulled into the feelings of Maya and all of those pitfalls and delights, the pull quotes, the sound bites, the echoes, the stardust, the old ways, the young lust. And now I know myself like the mirror, and I know the way out can always be found now. And
made it down to the creek, and the smell is just wonderful. See here, we got some good water flow here, so this is a good spot to filter some water.
come to me with beauty and strike me down, desire in the fall.
Lately, I've been using my Grail filtration system if I'm hiking the creek, only because I've seen what happens upstream when people come over for the day, leave a lot of trash. It's so sad to see. And all that stuff in the water is going to be flowing downstream, which is here. I don't know if a regular filter is enough for everything I have seen. It probably is. I have used it before, and luckily nothing happened. I did not get sick. But after one last trip I did up to Tanaja Falls in spring, summer, when water was still flowing, I saw all the trash, socks, undergarments, everything people leave behind. And that really got me thinking, all that stuff is flowing downstream, unfortunately. And I know that a lot of it gets filtered just naturally, right? But I would say taking care of your health, especially when hiking, and spending a little bit of extra money on one of those filtration systems because they're not cheap, it's probably worth it. you know, helps you from catching anything that might be in the water, or you just carry a lot of extra water with you when you come out on these hikes. But big part of hiking close to bodies of water is so that you don't, you know, you plan your hike around the water so that you don't have to carry as much water with you. I don't remember everything that the grill filtration system removes in comparison to like your Catadine or, you know, any of those Sawyer filtration systems. The only thing I do remember is that it removes viruses in addition to all the other stuff. Whew. Spider webs. I don't know what kind of bird it is, but there is a bird that sits on the trail. He flies away and then he just finds somewhere to sit on the trail, and they just kind of sit there. And there was a night when I was doing a hike back to my car at night, and those things kept scaring me because you're hiking on the trail, it's dark, and then all of a sudden there's this bird that flies away, right? Because he was just sitting there on the trail. So, and then when I was driving away, same thing on the road. These birds just kind of sitting there on the road. It was kind of weird. So I know most birds find somewhere to perch and spend the night, but I'm telling you, there is a kind of bird, I don't know what kind it is, but there is a kind of bird that actually just kind of sits on the trail. And I mean, they're just waiting to become lunch or dinner.